Hi, John Lay here from Townsend Learning with another Hot Take review. Today's Hot Take is on growth engineering. From the United Kingdom, growth engineering has been waging the war on dull online learning now since before I started Townsend Learning. They're an organization that is focused on the efficacy of learning and making learning more fun and measuring it, and measuring the success and the engagement of learners from before they engage with growth engineering until after. So they're one of the few organizations that I found that have placed a premium on learner engagement and the measurement of it. I think a lot of people give it lip service, but they want to prove it by how many courses have changed, how many minutes have changed, how many questions they've answered have changed, and they have data on all of that that's aggregated from all their clients, and it's really impressive. Growth engineering really makes one solution, but it has three components that work together, and you don't necessarily need all three of them, but they all work together in one suite. And one is the LMS. The LMS does LMS-y things, managing users, organizations, content, and the interrelationship between the three. They have a Genie authoring tool, which is an authoring tool, kind of like an Articulate or something like that, but for the GE suite, but it's all gamified, so it allows you to do lots of gamified templates and create gamified games to really take it to the next level. And then they probably have the best mobile app in the learning industry, or certainly one of the best mobile apps in the learning industry, which could be GE based, but more oftenly it's white label based. And it's really nice. Most of the apps I see are functional, but they're not built with UI and engagement in mind. And it's exact opposite here with growth engineering. They're really, the app is every bit or more shiny than the LMS itself. And that's because they know that anybody that's doing learning on their mobile phone is competing with Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and anything else for the mind share. And so what they've been able to prove is that they actually have something like 22 minutes of live user engagement per user across all of their learners in a given day, which is just a fantastic stat. Another thing about growth engineering that's important to know is that they were one of the original, if not the original, organization that focused on gamification and learning management and social learning, and they've never lost that. That's what is their war on dull learning, is focusing on using social and gamification and impersonal learning as a way to drive learning behavior. And they've created all kinds of nice ways to do that, from engaging user profiles that are public profiles that have everything from what you're following to taking to your interests, that people can find you and create social networks. They have all the concepts of awarding points and badges and awards in all the different flavors and processes that you could do that in different iterations. And that allows you to have contests, to have awards and contests, among groups and things like that inside your organization. And then they also have, from a gamification standpoint, different games to actually engage you. So they have these battles. And so last time, if you remember this, our briefing of last time, they had individual battles where you could challenge somebody to 5 questions. And whoever wins those 5 questions, or you could have a draw, you start to get points, and those points add up that you can win different things, and it becomes a competition. Now they took it to the next level, and they have battle groups where you can have department versus department, or sales team versus service. And it's a graphical game where you're trying to take over each other's territory through knowledge. So it's really fun way to engage. In that case, the app or in the battle is all about questions. And so the bigger the question bank, or different types of question banks, and you can manage the question banks, of course, and put those into these different games. Well, anyway, they were able to have an average of 810 questions a month the average person across the companies that were using this feature were engaging. So that's pretty cool. Other gamification is skill acquisition. It could be category completion. So, a normal leaderboard is, what you've done, leaderboard. But they could say, even break that down. Well, it's across these 5 categories, and you're 10% in one and, 90% in another. And then you can see what your peers are doing on how they're closing those category gaps and doing it. What it all does is it allows organizations to learn together and forward. But it's not just the push, it's the pool of learning. So it's allowing users to generate their own content, to leverage content that's on the web and in social media, and to package that with formalized content in a really slick way that encapsulates the push and pull of learning needs of most learners, and allows growth engineering to really make an impact. How do they use it? They work with a lot of fancy high brand fashion and those type of organizations that have global footprints, the highest Procter & Gamble, just like the highest brand awareness. And they roll out these games to drive learners, to drive sales and marketing, to really bring learning to a whole new level that most formal LMS has never conceived of and never will conceive of. So there you have it. There's my hot take on growth engineering. If you want to take your learning up a notch and really get the best of non-dull learning, exciting learning, I encourage you to go visit growthengineering.co.uk and learn more. There you have it. Another hot take from John Lay. Hope to see you on the next. You'll find more of our independent resources at talentedlearning.com.